The new variant of the coronavirus strain has put the United Kingdom and the rest of the world on high alert. Britons have now rushed to supermarkets and stores to stock up for the holiday season after stringent measures were announced following the emergence of the new mutated coronavirus. Christmas gatherings have been banned in London, which is now the strictest curbs. All non-essential shops are shut. Around 43 countries have imposed a ban on restrictions on the United Kingdom. Travel to and from UK, including those countries like France, Italy, Hong Kong, have completely stopped. Many countries in Europe and around the world have cancelled travel into the UK. India also announced temporary suspension of flights. In fact, UK until 31st, there will be no flights going in or coming into India. The World Health Organization too has monitored the situation, saying that the new variant transmits a lot more easy, in fact 70% more infectious, but there is no evidence so far that it is more likely to cause severe disease. Dr. Vivek Murthy, US President-elect Joe Biden's pick for Surgeon General, allayed the fears by saying that there is no proof as yet that the already developed COVID-19 vaccine will not be effective against this new virus variant.
In the past few days, there have been reports of new variants of the COVID-19 virus in South Africa and the United Kingdom. Viruses mutate over time. That's natural and expected. The UK has reported that this new variant transmits more easily, but there is no evidence so far that it's more likely to cause severe disease or mortality. WHO is working with scientists to understand how these generic changes affect how the virus behaves.
That every country has to make its own decision. One of the things that's happened here is because we have the capacity to sequence the genome that makes up the coronavirus, and actually this country has done getting on for half of the entire world sequencing of the coronavirus genome, 45%, I think is the figure I saw. We tend to be more aware of the variants faster, and there have been thousands of variants of coronavirus. It's just that the particular one that we've seen in Kent and London, the thing which has led to the Tier 4 lockdown, is a particularly virulent variant of the virus. So it means that it spreads more easily.
Here in London, the skies are silent and so are the shopping centres. You can see behind me, I'm actually quite close to, not very far away from the Heathrow Airport, with the travel ban coming through. Now people are not able to travel as well. The only queues actually that we see here are outside the non-essential shops, that are the food shops. But that is going to be in a bit of a trouble as well with the new travel restrictions from EU. Of course, India has also imposed travel restrictions in the UK, but also travel restrictions from various parts of the UK where food comes from. So Christmas is really going through a very troublesome time indeed. And I'm going to be joined by Gary as well as Michelle. All hello.
Hello.
Very different Christmas. What do you think?
Horrible, absolutely horrible. Yeah.
Well, the weather don't help, but it's put a dampener on the whole Christmas. It's been a year now nearly, and everyone's pretty much fed up with it.
Travel ban, and now even probably will have a question mark on a lot of the veggies and fruit.
Yeah, they're now saying that we might not be able to get food, and then panic buying again, and it's just like, here we go again, really,
yes.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ports are shut for 2 days, if not more now, because France have put that on stop. So we just don't know what's happening, and it's frustrating for everyone.
Were you travelling anywhere?
No, I just had my auntie coming, but that's not coming now yet.
I have a place in Spain, but I haven't been to Spain for like 8 months now, so I can't go there.
Yes.
So it's all a bit up in the air.
The food shops and stuff, people are queuing up. But other than that, not really much happening here, thanks to the new coronavirus strain, which is why there is so much strain on the shopping as well as the entire Christmas spirit here in the UK. Experts say that possibly what will happen vis-a-vis the vaccine, will the vaccine be able to protect us from the strain? It looks like, experts do say it, but there's not much of an evidence to completely, concretely be solid on this entire claim. But here we are, trying to keep the Christmas spirits high where everything else, including the weather in the UK, is very dull. Lavina Tandon for India Today from London.
Well, it seems like those alarm bells ringing in the United Kingdom has certainly sent a warning signal to India as well. Several passengers, all the more worrisome, flying from the UK into India in Delhi have tested positive of COVID-19. 5 passengers who've landed from London to Delhi last night have been tested positive in Delhi. Their samples have been sent to the National Centre for Disease Control to find if at all they're carrying the new strain of the virus, which has caused a panic in the United Kingdom. All the 5 flyers are currently, they've been sent to COVID care centres in Chennai too. A passenger tested positive. He returned from UK via Delhi and his sample has also been sent to the Pune Viro lab to check if his strain is also the new strain of the virus. 14 passengers on the whole have returned from UK. In fact, 14 passengers are particularly monitored by authorities there. 2 persons who've returned from London in Kolkata as well have also tested positive on Saturday, and they've tested, their reports have also sent to a lab where they're checking if this is a new strain. All in all, 226 passengers on board that flight, and all of them are being currently traced and tracked and ensured that they're in quarantine. Now, just yesterday, the government suspended all flights to and from UK starting midnight today until the 31st. Passengers will have to undergo mandatory quarantine period. Those coming in from the United Kingdom, mandatory quarantine period, mandatory RT-PCR tests. Some Indian students, families wanting to come down to India during this vacation, these holiday season, of course, canned their plans.
Passengers के लिए RT-PCR का क्राइटेरिया बनाया गया है कि वो RT-PCR उनका होगा. उसके बाद अगर पॉजिटिव हैं तो जैसे पॉजिटिव्स को हम ट्रीट करते हैं, आइसोलेट करते हैं, वो होंगे. अगर वो नेगेटिव हैं तो वो क्वारंटाइन में रखा जाएगा, उनको वॉच किया जाएगा और सिम्टम्स आए हैं तो उसके बाद में आगे जांच करके और वो भी जीन देखा जाएगा जिसमें बदलाव हुआ है. इन शॉर्ट, इज दिस अ रीजन फॉर पैनिक? द आंसर इज नो. As of now, based on our discussions, deep understanding of the data available, our discussions with scientists in UK, colleagues in WHO, and our own deep assessment, there is no cause for concern as panic.
And now, after the government suspends all flights to and from UK, states have announced curbs in view of this new coronavirus strain. Maharashtra has now announced a slew of measures in view of this new strain, not just passengers from UK, but also from the Middle East and European countries who are going to be coming into Maharashtra will have to compulsory undergo institutional quarantine. Additionally, a night curfew has also been imposed in Maharashtra, including Mumbai, from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. until January 5th. In Chennai too, New Year celebrations on beaches have been banned, along with restaurants, hotels, clubs, resorts, roads. No gatherings are going to be allowed. Bengaluru as well, no large gatherings will be allowed. No DJ parties. Bengaluru is big on Brigade Road, MG Road, Christmas and New Year celebrations. People gather large numbers. All that is suspended. 7-day mandatory quarantine for all UK flyers have been announced in Ahmedabad, including no relaxation from quarantine, even if you test negative.
The decision has been taken due to situation in UK. A preventive measure has been taken by the state of Maharashtra. We appeal to the people of Maharashtra, those who are living in Mahanagarpalika areas, that they should follow the guideline, support the government to prevent the situation which can be worsened due to the coronavirus.
Now, of course, Maharashtra has also taken curbs. In fact, the raids came as part of those curbs. Many of those celebrities who were arrested and given bail, they were raided, they were arrested from clubs that were partying away through the night. Maharashtra is quite clear that they will not allow late parties. In fact, the police commissioner in Maharashtra has also put out a tweet just this moment saying that late parties will not be allowed. You have to wrap up, which means it's a dampener on the festive celebrations. No New Year celebrations, no massive gatherings. Uddhav Thackeray government there announcing the curbs. India Today's Rajdeep Sardesai spoke with the BMC commissioner, Iqbal Singh Chahal. He gave out some restrictions that are in place that you've got to be cautious of.
Well, Mr. Chahal, there is still confusion though whether your orders of a night curfew are a reaction to the UK COVID strain alone? Is this a panic reaction to what has happened? Why this sudden decision to go in for a night curfew? Is it because of the fear of Christmas and New Year parties, or is it because of the UK COVID strain?
Good afternoon, Rajiv. Thank you very much for asking me this very important question. You know, let me clarify that this UK thing and flights getting banned from today evening onwards has absolutely nothing to do with the curfew which we imposed. Now, as far as passengers from UK and rest of Europe coming in the next couple of days, they'll be put to institutional quarantine in various hotels of Mumbai. That is a separate issue, but we have been visiting or inspecting the various nightclubs, restaurants, pubs and marriage receptions in Mumbai quietly through our ward officers and our BMC teams. We found that the SOPs of not more than 50 gathering as advised by the state government, this is not being followed and it has been blatantly violated. In fact, we visited one nightclub by the name Epitome in Parel, where we got 2,000 people in one place in one single hall, all without masks. And past midnight, they're violating the timing, violating the mask, violating the number of people. And I'm told there were actually more than 2,000 people, but by the time we reached, a lot of people had sneaked out. Similarly, in the last 3 Saturdays, every Saturday, Sunday, we have been visiting 15 to 20 restaurants, pubs and nightclubs. And everywhere these violations are going on, where hundreds of people are gathering past midnight till early 3 a.m., 4 a.m. So I had requested the government.
No, so what does that show? So Mr. Chair, Mr. Chair, the point therefore is that if you have been carrying out these raids for the last few weeks and now now a very high-profile one that the police has carried out at Hotel Marriott, where a number of celebrities were found partying. What does that show? That shows possibly that in Mumbai, as Christmas, New Year is approaching, people have thrown caution to the winds, that all the various rules, restrictions that you had put in place, people are not following them. Isn't that one perhaps assumption that I am making?
Rajiv, you have hit the nail. Rajiv, you hit the nail. In fact, when the first inspection happened in various places past midnight, around 1 a.m. in the morning by BMC on the 5th of December, we had issued a request or a warning to all establishments that we give you 15 days time to pull up your socks, and if you don't follow discipline, then we'll have to do something else. But right from 5th December, the next 3 weeks, continuously, there was no improvement in the discipline, and people started assuming as there's no COVID in Mumbai left now. And because of that, despite our desire, despite our wish, we had no option, but as a matter of abundant precaution, we decided to put this night curfew, and that too also from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. only for 12 days, starting from today to 5th of January.
Some good news indeed on the vaccine front. India today learns from sources that first shipment of the coronavirus vaccine will be reaching India to the national capital in Delhi over the next week. In fact, it will be the most awaited news, and it is the most awaited news that people are looking forward to. This is one of the likely 3 vaccines that are currently under consideration for emergency use authorization in India. The development comes as preparations are underway to train healthcare workers in Delhi who will be administering vaccine shots to people after it is available. In Delhi, a massive training program is currently underway of 3,500 healthcare workers. There is no clarification as yet as to when people across of India, including the national capital, will be administered. In fact, healthcare workers are currently being trained on how to give the vaccine shot. And eventually, reports will tell us, time will tell us by when the entire population will be inoculated. But this is indeed some good news coming in.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.